This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome to Chapter 1 of Yoga for People Who Can't Touch Their Toes, where we're kicking off with Introduction to Yoga. Everyone starts somewhere. Today we're busting some of those pesky myths that might be keeping you off the mat, like thinking you need to be a pretzel-bending guru before you even begin. Let's get into it. A major medical journal found yoga eased chronic back pain almost as much as physical therapy, yet many people still think, I'm not flexible enough to start. In this episode, we'll explore how yoga was actually built for stiff, stressed, real-world bodies like yours. That same research also shows something else. People with the least flexibility often gain the most from starting. Not because they suddenly touch their toes, but because small, consistent changes ripple into everyday life. Standing up from a chair feels steadier, sleep comes easier, stress doesn't grip quite as hard. Modern yoga has quietly evolved to meet real bodies where they are. There are classes built entirely around a sturdy chair, practices that spend more time on the floor than on the feet, and sequences where a wall becomes your training partner. Instead of demanding that you keep up, these approaches ask, what would help your body feel a bit safer, a bit clearer right now? In this episode, we'll look at how to choose or adapt yoga so it fits your current energy, mobility, and mood, without chasing some idealized pose or fitness level. Think of this like learning a simple musical riff before tackling a full song. You don't need the whole routine to feel the rhythm. Research shows yoga can also nudge things you can't see, like blood pressure and nervous system balance, long before your hamstrings loosen. That means even a 5-minute, chair-based session can quietly shift how your body handles stress for the rest of the day. The real skill isn't doing more. It's noticing which tiny inputs change how you move, breathe, and focus, and then repeating those on purpose. We'll zoom in on that kind of experimentation next. Here's the quiet secret most glossy yoga photos never show. Almost every pose you've seen has softer, simpler versions that count just as much. You can sort them into 3 broad gears you can shift between, depending on your body and your day. Gear 1. Support first. This is yoga that lets the floor, a chair, or a wall do most of the work so your system can downshift. Think, lying on your back with calves on a chair, arms wide, eyes closed. Sitting tall with your spine resting against a wall, hands on your belly, following 10 slow breaths. Standing with your hands on the kitchen counter, gently leaning back to open your chest. It often looks like not much is happening, but research suggests even these minimal shapes can change how your brain maps your body and how tense your muscles stay in the background. Gear 2. Rangefinder. Here you explore how far you comfortably move, not how far you can push. Examples: from sitting, slowly circling your shoulders, then your wrists and ankles. From standing, sliding one hand down your thigh while the other reaches up, then switching sides. On hands and knees, arching and rounding your spine with your breath. The goal is curiosity. Where does this start to feel tight? Not, how do I get past this? Over time, these small arcs of motion start linking together, so tying your shoes or turning to check a blind spot feels smoother. Gear 3. Strength with breath. Instead of holding big, dramatic poses, you build subtle strength in shapes you already know. Sitting, press your feet gently into the floor as if to stand, then ease off. Standing, lightly bend your knees, imagine spreading the floor with your feet, then straighten. Wall. Place your hands on the wall and slowly lean in and out, like a mini push-up. Here, effort is paired with steady breathing. Research on yoga's role in healthy aging points to this combination, moderate muscular work plus conscious breath, as a key way to support balance and joint stability. Across all three gears, the common thread is permission, to use props, to stop before pain, to treat any wobble or limit as useful data instead of failure. You're not training for a performance, you're building a small toolkit of positions and breaths you can call on in real life, at your desk, in bed, or waiting for the kettle to boil. Think of gears like trail options in a park. Same destination, different paths depending on the day. Gear 2, the rangefinder, can be as ordinary as morning stiffness checks. While the kettle heats, you might gently turn your head side to side. Notice where it hesitates, and file that away. Next time you're at your laptop, roll your shoulders the opposite way you usually do, just to see. This isn't performance, it's cartography for your joints. Gear 3, strength with breath, shows up in tiny, sneaky ways. Waiting for a video to load? Stand up, place one hand on the back of your chair, and slowly rise onto your toes for 5 breaths. On a phone call? Press your fingertips into the desk and lightly draw your belly in as you exhale. These micro moves build a quiet reserve of strength you feel later when you climb stairs or carry groceries. Over days, you're not chasing a pose, you're building a personalized movement alphabet you can spell with anywhere. Soon, the same way step counters nudged walking into daily life, gentle movement nudges could weave yoga into moments you barely notice. A stretch suggestion when you pause typing, a balance check while your coffee brews. Clinics might prescribe short, personalized sequences the way they prescribe glasses, tuned to your posture, sleep, or mood. As AI learns your patterns, it could flag subtle changes, like slower sit to stand, long before they limit your independence. Over time, these gears can spill into tech-heavy days. A few breaths before opening your inbox, a quiet twist between video calls, a slow stand-up when your app freezes. Like learning a new keyboard shortcut, each move feels small, yet saves energy later. You're not chasing perfection, just noticing how tiny shifts rewrite your baseline. Before next week, ask yourself, 1. If I gave myself permission to be a true beginner, which style or setting would feel least intimidating for me right now? A 10-minute YouTube gentle flow at home, a beginner class at a local studio, or a restorative session focused on lying down poses? 2. When during my actual day, not my ideal day, could I realistically roll out a mat or towel for 5 to 10 minutes? And what specific cue, like finishing my morning coffee or shutting my laptop at night, could I link that practice to? 3. When discomfort shows up, tight hips in child's pose, shaky legs in Warrior 2, or a wandering mind in Shavasana, how do I want to talk to myself in that moment so I stay curious instead of quitting? And what exact phrase will I use? This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!